Hello everyone, Hachadino over here, and today we have another update about WoW. It's been a while, I know. If you haven't watched the other two videos, it's okay, they are not important, they are miscellaneous. And as always, do remember that we have a cool sheet, but we have everything that you may want to know. Of course, we will update this as the new patch drops, and maybe there is more information also on the PTR. There are some changes that we will talk a little bit about now. Now, first of all, they are saying that they want to reduce cooldowns. They are also going to increase the health and other things. About a 25% increase, so we will have a lot more stamina as we drop into the patch itself, so you don't get surprised. They are buffing atrophic poison. Now it will be 4% baseline, and of course, if you have the potent venoms, it will go up to 4.8. It also has 60 seconds now instead of 10 seconds. You know, those kind of fights where you are the only rogue and you die, and then suddenly you lose a rate buff for everyone in 10 seconds. Or where the boss just runs a little bit away and then it just does not work, or things like that. So that's changed. Now, for assassination, we're not going to talk about it. Outlaw, we are also not going to talk about it. But I'm going to give you a big spoiler about sub, and I'm going to be kind of fast. And I'm going to do too long didn't watch, because after explaining very fast how this will work, I'm going to go into a super rant. So they don't like that you have a lot of energy in dance, so they are deleting that. And there's also the tier sets that I'm going to explain it a little bit about what the tier set does. But those two changes together are going to change how sub works. Relentless strikes, it's going from 4 energy to 5. I hate when it does that, going up alone. Now, that of course is going to make our energy economy a little bit worse, but it's not going to be anything crazy. The bad one is the second one. Shadowcraft no longer gives you an extra shadow techniques, and now the frequency bonus is 75%. What does this mean? Just so you have some numbers, right now we have around a 300% increase on our shadow techniques generation with the current shadowcraft. It's going down to 75. This is around a 75 to 80% decrease on the power of the talent. This means that it will go from around 10-15% increase to around a 5%. Now, where will we get that damage that we lost? No one knows. There will be still many changes coming. Just this is the information that we had. They decided to completely obliterate Shadowcraft, and this has some ramifications. As you know, Sublety is kind of a spec that works with builders and finishers, like all of the other rogue specs, but we have a thing in dances that we were having a lot of combo points and energy, and that was kind of feeding into our apex and into our hero talents. We had more as Deathstalker than as Trickster, but as Trickster you also had some power there. You had Secret Technique, of course. That one has a cooldown, so it's nothing crazy. You will always have the energy also to cast it, so it won't be a problem. There were some things that we want to do depending on the hero talents that we're playing, but basically we did a lot of finishers because we broke the apex, so we get 2 finishers in a row. We also have supercharge that work with it. We want to supercharge those. If we are playing Deathstalker, we also want to apex our Darkest Night eviscerates. This might change quite a bit. It might be possible that unless we prep quite a bit, around 10 or 12 channel technique is that dire, yes. We won't be able to apex both of our superchargers, and maybe depending on how it goes, remember that dreaded time where you used ambush or shadow strike and you also only got 3 combo points. Well, that may be coming back. only getting 3, so of course you will need to use it twice to be able to use one finisher, and because you are expending some shadow techniques, you may pop the Apex 1, but Apex 3, the Ancient Arts, may proc a lot less. Now I'm going to talk very fast about the tier set. It's not here, but the first one basically increases the damage of Storm and also Backstab, and makes them cost less energy. Super boring, nothing crazy, but the other one, it's very confusing. And I think this makes me think that they are going to change the time that it works with. Well, first of all, also they are supposedly fixing also the Apex not working with secret technique. So that's going to be a cool thing. Going to increase the damage a bit. Now Shadow Dance actually says that you get no threat or that you have a super diminishing thing while you're in dance. And then of course is something about pets, some the locks that broke. And then the other tier set, like the 4 set, is going to be working with not lingering darkness. Remember, don't, it's a typo that they are putting on the PTR. It's going to working with lingering shadow. Lingering shadow makes it so your gloom blade and backstab of course do extra damage. So it's now also going to be working with the storm and with eviscerate and the black powder. This is going to make it so we want to chain dances. It's still not like set in stone, but it's very likely that we dance 3 times with blades, maybe delaying blades a little bit into the first dance, and then we don't do anything. Well, we do things, of course. You still want to do builders and finishers, and then wait until we can dance twice around 40 seconds or something like that, because remember, we will still use secret technique on cooldown, mainly a stricter because you get those on sim blades, and as the stalkers also because it does quite a bit of damage. And also these will be 3 dances, do nothing for a while, 2 dances, do nothing for a while, 3 dances. It's going to make the spec very cyclical and also very prone to disruptions. What does this mean? This means that if we have some phases or some ads that spawn in like specific places and we don't have a dance ready, because of course remember between the 3 dances and the 2 dances, unless we kind of mess a little things up, we won't have any dances in that moment. It's going to be very annoying. And of course, if the fight calls for it, we may unsync the dances in between. Of course, making it as not super secret technique, like that important. It may change some things, but of course, remember rotation is the least of the things that we want to care about now, because there are still many changes to come, hopefully. And this is kind of the rant. Now, what is the first look at this? As a Sublety player, the only thing that you know is that Shadowcraft got destroyed. You're going to get less energy when you use a finisher. This is not super important in the grand scheme, but you will notice it while you are outside of dance and you are using finishers. You are recovering quite a bit less energy. And then you're also going to notice that you won't get many Apex procs unless you prep for it quite a bit. And we still don't know if that is going to be a DPS increase, so don't take anything in place. Now, of course, you will have some places where you will use your cooldowns together with things, and you may still do decent damage. Tuning can always come later, even into the season, like it happened now. After some tuning and things, Solid is kind of good in single target and also in burst cliff, but that is going to change, because remember, apart from getting those tier sets, we are also losing our current tier set. Our current tier set has a 2 set that is very strong, and then the 4 set that is just decent. we may play with two set for a while unless they change things. Mainly also because we have the helmet that is 298 that we can catalyze, and that gives us an item with like extra budget. And then also we can use a low budget item like shoulders or gloves as the other breakaway one. That is everything, not much more information. Have a nice day, and I will see you on the next video.